Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for an update on the D100. Yes, I pulled the windshield out of it. I think in the last video I showed you guys the clutch master cylinder. I was working on that. There it is mounted up. Clutch pedal is in it. 360 Magnum. We're swapping in the 5-speed. Pardon my camera work here. There's the clutch pedal back in it. I mounted up the pedal stop like we talked about. Connected it. Forgive me, the paint. Now it's got to stop against the firewall. Brake master cylinder's back in. Pedals are nice and level together the way I like them. When you open the door and you see them kind of level. I don't like the clutch pedal sticking up way high. I kind of explained that in the last video. Here's my rust reformer. Some of that. Okay. Alright, let's talk about what we're doing here. You guys saw the floor patch. I just showed you all that. Glued and seam sealed in. Pulled the dash apart. I did put a short coat of black on the dashboard. But let's talk about what's going on here. Because this is important, I think. Especially when you're building a truck. Like I said, I'm going to drive this thing. I'm not welding patch panels in and stuff like that. But let's talk about these old Dodges. I pulled the windshield cowl, the vented piece off that was here. And then I pulled the windshield. Let me close the hood here quick. I don't know if that's going to help you see it. Okay. Down in the cowl here, there were pinholes. You can see, well, you can't see anything down here. But all this down in this cowl section, okay, it's going to be a driver truck. I don't want it rusting out. The reason the floor was hammered out on the driver's side was the cowl was beat up here, down in here. A few pinholes, a little bit of rust spots here and there from leaves and dirt sticking down in there. So I vacuumed it all out, cleaned it out. I went through and pour 15. I like the pour 15 stuff. Now you'll say this looks great around here. Okay, well let's talk about what I did. The windshield, I told you in the last video I was going to take the windshield out. Took the windshield out. Wanted to see how bad the flange was. A few spots up the top. I had to pour 15 the spots and clean the flange up. Because I am going to put a new windshield in. The windshield was delaminated. I did it the whole way around. The whole way around. I cleaned it. And checked the pinch weld. And there's one spot up here. The worst spot. Maybe you'll see a little bit over there. I dug out the seam sealer where the Dodge's roof comes together. I dug it out. Pour 15 to everything that was rusty. Then, of course, you have that shiny black pour 15 all over the place. You'll see it down there on my door. Then I re-seam sealed underneath there and re-seam sealed everywhere there was a pinhole, including down in here. You might see, yeah, there's one like right here. See that little spot of seam seal. Everywhere I pour 15, there was a rust hole I found. I put a drop of seam sealer on it, sealed it up. You can smooth the seam sealer out with some mineral spirits. So then you say, well, this looks great. This is what it did look like. Okay, I left this open. Then inside here, I took Flex Seal, white Flex Seal. This whole thing is done in white Flex Seal to seal this section up in here. The whole thing, the whole way across. White Flex Seal, sealed up. No more drips on the interior. Didn't have to weld any panels in. You know, a few pinholes, big deal. Pour 15'd it, waited for that to dry, blew it out again, seam sealed any larger holes, flex sealed everything with a paintbrush and the flex seal down in the cowl section here. Sealed that up. Now, it was looking like crap, like this. So, I called the body shop, supply house. This is it. Base coat, clear coat, the factory paint. DT 1412, I think it is this factory cream that matches the fender here. So, you know, they've painted some white, but this is the factory cream, which I like the patina. But you're going to put a new windshield in this truck. You're going to have all the pinch welds sealed up. I even went so far, I pulled the weather stripping off of the door jambs. I pour 15 any rust in the door jambs so I could put new weather stripping on. I hate, you know, the wind noise. You want to make a truck that's cool to drive, you at least want it sealed up tight. You don't want the wind noise. You want the doors to shut right, and I'm going to show you that. But you want new weather stripping on it. You want the windshield in with a fresh seal. Even though it's going to be an old-looking truck with all the patina on it. I mean, check this thing out. Old truck with the patina on it. I still want, you know, the inside to not be a rot box. So, and yet I'm not going to weld panels in and make it a crazy restoration. I'll never get done. I want to drive the truck. Flex sealed the cowl. I'm going to put the panel back on. But before I do the windshield and put that back in, and before I tape the truck up, I got the factory color, the cream and base coat. I have clear coat. I'm going to paint the entire roof. I only painted this corner. And you'll see across the front. I've touched up the seam seal in the tray here. The whole way across the front. I have one little patch up here. You can't barely see it. I glued a piece of metal in right there. But you can't see it. I'm going to paint the roof of the truck. Is going to be the cream base coat. I'm going to paint all around, all the windshield. This is what it looked like before. I'll paint that. I'm going to paint the cowl. I taped off the fenders, so I don't want the fenders painted. But I'm going to paint the cowl. I will paint under the hood, under the edge of the hood here, at the top where it was ugly looking. So I'm going to paint the cowl. I painted up the A-pillars. I'm going to paint the entire roof. This is just basically like a little scratch coat on it right now. I started painting the door jambs. Again, just to hide the poor 15, you know, that black all over, like over half of it for rust stuff. But started painting in the cowl section there. The doors, A-pillar. Around the top here. This is where it's just taped off for the roof. I'm only going to repaint the roof. And you see, look, I mean, I didn't paint the top yet, but it's, I mean, I just hit it along here. Was more worried about doing the jams and stuff. For the weather stripping. So when you're weather stripping, when you open the door, you know, you're going to open the door on this truck. It's going to look rough on the outside, but you're going to open the door. You're going to have new weather stripping, and it's going to be nicely painted and clean the whole way around when you open the door. The interior will be clean, red. We talked about that before. So we're sitting inside of it. On the outside, it's going to look, you know, the outside will be scratched up and all the patina, you know, the black showing through. But the windshield will be sealed tight. The weather stripping will be sealed tight. The doors will be sealed tight. This will all be painted. The factory cream, that will be painted. The flange all the way around. The windshield will seal tight. And it just makes it nicer. Like I said, oh, there goes the heater. I'm not building a show truck here. I'm building something I want to drive and I want to get it done. But the same token, it's going to look cool. So this is going to get finished with another coat or two of base. I will clear coat this then, up the pillars, do the roof. Then I will call, I'll get the new windshield set in. I'll put my new weather stripping around the doors once I have the carpet and the interior back together. I will have to give the dash a final coat of the satin black. But that's how we got into it, only because I wanted the windshield fixed and I wanted the leaks fixed. I'm gonna paint the top there. This body seam, they had a couple pinholes in here too where it would leak, and that's why the floors get trashed in these trucks. Well, that's all sealed up now with Flex Seal, but then from here up it's all going to get repainted with the fresh base coat and some clear coat, so it looks good. I'll get the new windshield put in. Yeah, you kind of see the difference here. The A-pillar's been painted, but the door will not be painted. The door, I gotta scrub this spray paint off. It will, comet bath this white spray paint they hit the truck with, and I'll get it back to the cream. But for the roof, the cowl, that'll all be painted. Now you can see across the top it's looking pretty nice once you put a fresh coat of base coat and clear coat on the truck. So it's coming along. I wanted to give you guys an update. Haven't touched the motor and trans right now. I've been worried about the clutch pedal kind of turned into a, hey, let's make the interior and the weather stripping right. So that's it. Have any questions, shoot me a comment. I don't know, I think this cool cream paint is, it's pretty cool. It'll make it look good. I don't think you'll notice the nice shiny roof on the dull truck, but we'll do some more stuff to it. All right, that's the update. I'll talk to you soon. Check back in. I'll bring another update soon. Thanks, guys.